Hello, hello, my fellow leaguers. Alright, so this match we're going to be going Poppy in the jungle. The Popster coming out. Refillable potion, Hunter's Machete, and our totem. Now, some people are unhappy with the new reworked Poppy. I am actually happy about the reworked Poppy. It is what I think fantastic. What is all this madness going on down there? They're gonna take my blue? Is that what's gonna happen? Well, they stuck around too. They are very aware of that I'm playing Jungle Poppy. I've played a few games, Jungle Poppy, and she's good. Alright, so I'm just going to be making Shyvana have to go around the other way. Ooh, nice. Bot lane's having quite the time though. But since it's a Vayne in the bot lane, we should be plenty fine. Especially with the Tryndamere. So with the Tryndamere, we'll be doing some Alright, so we're gonna head back, get our first upgrade. Hopefully Tryndamere is okay, so Lee Sin's right there. Alright, so we're gonna be getting that magical item and heading on back out to our jungle. So let's see, their late game, Cinder is pretty, Shyvana, they've got some nice late game. Although we have some nice late game too. So I'm curious if they got my blue. Yeah, they sure did. Looks like Trinimir's mind games are paying off. So the builds that I've gotten in the past for Poppy was the warrior build. But she just wasn't, she just didn't do that much damage. How you want to play Poppy is more of, you want to set up things so you can counter gank. So if you can counter gank, the situation turns into protecting your allies.
Every step is one step closer.
Ooh, how's Trinimir doing? Looks like he's doing alright. A couple of cool things about Poppy. She gets a reset on her auto attack when she throws her shield. I don't think... Why is she telling me to be careful? I don't think I'm gonna need to help out Trinimir. He seems like he's doing real well against Shyvana. I'm gonna see if Nidalee needs some help. Here comes Lee Sin. Okay.
You're waiting for me to give up? You might be here a
I'm
while.
gonna indicate that Trinimir
Really go for a nap. Guess we're fighting.
I didn't know where Syndra was. She could have been backing, or she could have been aiming to steal my blue. Now, I don't know where Lee Sin is. He most likely backed. And because bot lane is pretty vulnerable, and Vayne's just getting back to lane, that we might be able to make something happen if they push too far. But I'm kind of looking for Lee to show himself. Oh, looks like there's Lee right there.
Guess I'm going this way now.
That's not very nice. All right. Also, so a couple of things about Poppy. When you throw her, so you throw her passive, which is awesome. So she's more of an in and out. Well, she's the type of champion that, okay, Cinderhulk, yes, that you want to be protecting around people. You want to protect. Oh. Yeah, that Trendemir is just rocking. Rocking that poor Shyvana. Okay, Lee Sin's going back. This actually looked like he's turning around.
An ally has been slain.
Me? The hero?
An ally has been slain.
Alright, I don't want to go after Syndra.
Shut down.
Poppy's much the type to go after somebody. Support somebody.
Hammer's too big.
Now it's unfortunate that most of their lanes are ahead, but we're going to use the lane that they're having the most trouble with to our advantage by warding it up a lot.
Too important to give up on. Sometimes you just gotta do it yourself.
Alright.
Yep, it's even heavier than it looks.
Alright, I should be able to get that. Yes! Alright. So I redeemed myself a little bit. Alright. Next item we're going to be going for our Phage, because it is an awesome item. So let it be known, Poppy is not someone you want to fight near a turret. Especially when it's our turret. And also, Steadfast Presence. Let's take a minute to explain this one. This is a pretty cool ability. This prevents anyone from getting out of a... it prevents from anyone getting out of like this circle that appears around you.
Okay, I admit it.
All right.
I'm in 100%. That's everything, right?
Rampage. The enemy has been slain. Has been slain.
All right. Brahm's going a little too far there.
Your turret has
So it looks like we're losing top turret. It's going to be difficult to get at bottom. So hopefully Braum has Hopefully Braum has what it takes. Oh, wait. Shyvana just gonna jump away. Alright.
An enemy is unstoppable.
I'm kind of screwed that up. One more, Braum. Oh. So let's see. Vayne's got Blade of the Rune King, and he's got Infinity Edge. Now, as you noticed, Vayne was out of position.
Let's try that again. Some things
So the big issue is our ADC is behind, and we never should have invaded as far as we did. Like, it would just be a negative situation all around if that was the case.
bossy
Yeah, she's just gonna waste her time. And actually, I actually thought that was yeah, Braum's not going to be able to do anything. All right.
every step is one step closer.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so all right. My angle was all off. So it's still a ways until dragon, and me taking blue. Not gonna give him too much to do.
What do you mean my hammer's too big?
They're just overextending and not really knowing what to do at this point. Because dragon is too... It's too early for Mr. Dragon. We get a vision ward. Head on out. And this is one problem that that a Tristana can do things like this. Is pretty darn annoying. Alright, so I've taken a few hits. And I'm gonna head back and get some boots.
What did I come back for?
An enemy is legendary.
Alright.
Has been destroyed.
So, our team has surrendered a few times, and I think it's only coming from the vein.
Your turret has been destroyed. Inhibitor has been destroyed.
We're just trying to corral them at the moment. Yep. We get a kill. Simple as that. Get out of there, son. Alright. So they'll get dragon. Because we can't exactly contest it at the moment because of our lack of. Oh, it must be coming from over here. Alright, so we're gonna ward that because they love stealing my red. So yeah, we need to act as cover fire for our guys. So if someone's off doing something... Oh, what is going on here? Just being silly with the ultimate thing. But that's alright. So Vayne is actually complaining the most, and unfortunately, well, I think she's still being active in the game, but it's quite apparent. Let's see. Yeah, we'll get that Mercury Treads, and then we'll get Randuin's Omen, I think. Yeah. So it's one of the easiest things that you can spot when people are you know, not playing their best or they're having a bad time. And what speaks volumes of, you know, to their character is how they perform, you know, under certain pressures. Alright. So the Morgana is doing a great job at warding. Now here's the Lee Sin. I'm gonna need some support if alright, he's just gonna peace out.
Your inhibitor is respawning soon.
Whoa, did we just... Oh my... Wow, he just stole... Aw. I was gonna save him somehow. Get out of here.
Oh, you like to fight? Where's my hammer?
Alright, so we're going to see if we can corral them again. Alright. So it'd be pretty awesome if we came back from this. That'd be...
An enemy has been slain.
Nice. Looks like the Tristana is causing a lot of trouble. Alright. I'm not sure if that actually stops Tristana.
There were so many.
Guess they went a little too. Just doing the corralling thing again. Oh. Oh boy. Oh, outplayed. Oh. Alright, next item we're gonna go for Steric's Gauge, I think. Oh, they were thirsty though.
If you're waiting for me to give up, you might be here a while.
Throw a couple wards out. Oh, don't you just love that? People are like, oh, I gotcha. Alright, let's see. Now Tristana is being a naughty girl. But I don't think we're gonna catch her. Get out of here! Oh, that's great. Alright, I'm gonna back it on up. Alright. Ooh, we might actually come back from this. Oh my goodness. It's a spooky thought. Ooh. You might actually come back from this.
My hammer man. Yep, it's even heavier than it looks.
So Vayne's trying to make this call. She wants to do, but I think it's just a big no-no. shield. Secure that dragon area.
I'm in 100%. That's everything.
Alright, so I'm gonna try to get dragon. They can have a good luck fest with trying to steal. Good luck to them. Or actually, why is all this Tristana? Hope you're worth it, Mr. Dragon. Alright, I gotta go back.
An ally has been slain.
Okay.
Hero around?
Hoo-hoo. Nice.
Gotta see this through.
Now I have no problem doing dragon. Hopefully we got this. Alright, because my smite wasn't quite up. I didn't want to tell him that. Alright. Oh man, is this gonna be a comeback game? Oh man. So we're gonna sell that. Need a little magic resistant, a little more. Oh, is this a comeback game?
Your inhibitor is respawning soon. Your team has destroyed a turret. Unstoppable.
Oh!
An enemy has been slain.
All right. Oh! It's the comeback! It's the comeback! Ooh! The comeback! Ooh! Don't give up! Keep fighting. Not like this. Oh man, that was a comeback. Oh. Okay, alright. Oh my goodness. So yeah, those guys, they were out of position so many times. Like Tristana kept thinking, like, if I continue to split push, I'm ahead. I'm gonna get the tower. I'm gonna wax them all. But that wasn't the case. Our Trinomir got ahead while mid and bot lane were doing pretty well. But you can't go in, you know, late game and say, I'm going to take care of these guys, especially when we've got two hefty boy tanks. Syndra and Tristana, what were they thinking, man? They needed to pull it together, and oh man, the comeback. All right. Oh my goodness. Oh. So let's do a little item analysis. I got Randuin's Omen to deal with the Tristana, the damaged demon himself, and looks like Lee got a Stinger, and an Iceborne Gauntlet, and a Frozen Heart, and a Zeke's Harbinger. These items are a little weird. Very weird. A Forbidden Idol. Okay. Was this AP Lee Sin? Was that it? I don't recommend this build. Although he looked like he was getting a fair amount of kills early game, but that hardly has to do with item build. And also, he could have switched that out. I wasn't checking the items, which I probably should have. Vayne looks like standard stuff: rapid fired cannon, static shiv, the old blade of the Rune King. Standard for Poppy. You want to get Blackkeeper, anything with health. Cooldown reduction is awesome too. Armor, so you want survivability and health, and you want your teammates around you. Going after someone solo just doesn't work that well with Poppy, but being able to take damage, like you saw that I took so much damage from, I think, Shyvana and Lee Sin, but all I had to do is walk through the thing, and they're like, "Whoa, she was so low." But that is the beauty of it. I have so much health, so what looks like a little sliver of health could be like 400 health or something like that, and you're still not gonna take me out that quickly. But they tried, and so yeah, maybe little things like that. Certainly, if Lee would have got a Q off, or maybe he already used his Q and he already saved it or something, and I didn't get over, it could have been a different thing altogether. But in their case, it was a few too many times that they kept going for us. In our base, without saying, hey, we should back off. We should maybe do something else. We should, go into their jungle. But a lot, and steal their minions, steal their mobs, and then get that experience for ourselves and come back with our awesome, and catch them when they're off on the map. When we have map advantage, when we have position advantage, people forget what a disadvantage that is. So Poppy, I've gone Poppy Warrior. It doesn't work as well as Cinderhulk and the HP items and whatnot. Black Cleaver works well because you get the cooldown reduction. You get reducing armor. You get armor reduction. And that health, that precious health, and I got that for Tristana, and because her critical strikes would hurt a lot. So 2 critical strike items. Looks like she got the thing that for health. So all I have to do, Tristana's going to do a lot of damage to me, pretty much regardless. So I just have to watch, make sure I do my abilities correctly. But yeah, all right. So and then the Vayne got standard stuff. Nidalee looks like standard stuff. Luden's Echo for that damage proc. Looks like Nidalee did really pretty well. Like she looked like looked like she was carrying the game, but you know everyone contributes. But she was making those spears count, and that's not easy to do. Trinamir got ahead early game. It looks like he didn't do especially well in terms of KDA, but he was essential in a lot of fights. I remember one of the fights in bottom where I think Morgana was just caught out. He was coming down to help, and that's a position advantage. Like we're able to travel a little ways, and we get reinforcements so much quicker. So you really got to ask yourself: is the enemy team so inept that they're going to let their other teammates die? You just can't think like that. Not at this elo. Not you can't think balls to the walls. I'm going to take everybody out. You just gotta. Sometimes that is the case, but hopefully not at a slightly higher elo than bronze and low silver. So it looks like Braum standard stuff, Deadman's Plate, so he can land some of his Qs to slow down people. Looks like he got Boots of Mobility too. I probably, if I was him, I would have gone Ninja Tabi because of Tristana, his hard hitting action. And because Deadman's Plate is going to speed you up, already. But maybe needs extra speeds. It's still sort of viable. And some magic resist, just a little bit of magic resist. I think if he would have gone, well, I think he was going for the health magic resist, but the what is that one shield? The one item that gives an aura for magic resist. I would have gotten that instead, I think. But it's still a good item. The health and the magic, the health will help a lot with his Qs. His Qs are based off health. I think they do damage based on how much health you have, I believe. Let's Lee Sin build. Nobody do this build ever. I guess Lee Sin felt so he trusted the Tristana so much that he got that for Tristana, and Morgana did not. Looks like Morgana was going for a dash of damage and some slight utility. And you can go damage and utility, so there's nothing particularly wrong with that. There's Syndra, damage. She did frightening damage, and looks like she's got. I guess she didn't do too well in lane, but to deal with Nidalee properly, and she probably, if she felt like she couldn't deal with her, Athane's Holy Grail with its cooldown reduction, its mana regen, and its a magic resist. In terms of damage, it's not going to be there for you, not like Rabadon's or something like that. But it'll help you survive, it'll help you sustain, it'll help you farm. Morgana, like I said, utility, just a little bit of utility, but mostly damage. This Frost Queen's Claim, it's a nice utility item. It's been buffed, now they shoot the ghosts out instead of this dart pew, that only went so far. Now, this is an item to be fearful of. And I didn't see it activate too many times. They weren't too methodical when it came to team fighting. They could have really taken advantage of the early game by setting up wards. Now Morgana was setting up the ward; she was being good at that, but for some reason I don't know why they were going in twos and stuff when they should have been back by base, or they should have waited for their guys. We have to be handled a certain way. We can split push. Trinamir can split push. Nidalee has her range, and we've got 2 tanks. So, in their case, Lee Sin gets in there. He kicks someone back. Or Shyvana can jump in there and put some damage out. But you've got a great engage here. Morgana can jump in there. and do her ultimate. Zanya's, they've got great engage. And they didn't have the opportunity, maybe, or, things just didn't, turn out that way. Sometimes you don't engage as a team because the pattern of, I'm going to be here, and then suddenly we're all together, and then I kill this dude, and we're all working together suddenly. Sometimes there's what happens is just this natural grouping, or this natural communication that happens. But sometimes you need to make that happen, and not just let it happen. Meaning, you communicate to people. Sometimes they're not going to hear what they want to hear, but a little communication shows that you are paying attention to the situation. Because one thing that I could improve on in terms of communication is communicating with my bot lane, telling them, hey, hang in there, man. I know you guys are getting it rough. And also, I should have communicated to Vayne, when she wanted to do Baron, I'm thinking it's going to take me too long to get across the map, right? And then even then, it's just going to be me and her, and maybe Tryndamere. And we are not going to be finishing that Baron off and that fast. And Tryndamere coming away with the Baron steal, with the Lee Sin on their team. I don't even know how that happened. I'm just looking at my character and I'm farming the minions going, oh boy, here we go. And that had a bit of, that added a bit of momentum coming our way. So the little couple of momentums, the fact that even though Vayne complained a little bit, she's still stuck in there. Complain all you want, but stick in there, man. And Tryndamere, he did great. I don't think I had the chance to help him out in lane. Although, if I would try or something like that. Or I think I maybe knocked someone away. Well, whatever. But oh man. I'd love to look, review that and see sort of where the tide turned. There's got to be a couple of times. It's not just one thing, but the Baron coming to us might have been the biggest thing. But that's the thing. Our top lane was experiencing what he was doing. Our bottom lane and mid, our bottom lane especially, was having trouble getting going. But she was useful. You can see that she was useful. Not the best Vayne, but she was useful, and that's what you need, a useful Vayne. And she was ready to pop her ult and, get on after people. Alright, so lastly we've got Shyvana build. They're lacking some tankiness. And Lee Sin has got this goofy build. So it might have been better for Shyvana to do a tankier build. But there is some issue with that. With Blade of the Ruined King, you can farm, you can come over and farm my jungle or farm your jungle. And Titanic Hydra is also going to give you sustain in the jungle, and you'll be able to really take advantage of that. What Shyvana takes advantage of in terms of Blade of the Ruined King, she gets a reset on her Q with her auto attacks, and this is great for her auto attacks. But I've seen Shyvana's go tank, and the fact that they went tank just made them unstoppable. You go into dragon form, you spread that fire everywhere, you take something like Steric's Gauge, or you get the standard items like Sunfire Cape, or you can get even items like Random's Omens to slow people down. You can engage and last so long and put people in your fire, right? And then these guys clean up. So in terms of farming, this is probably better, but in terms of team fighting, this is not so good, because it does play into the fact that you could have got a tankier item, and you could have taken, they could have taken advantage. And but yeah, Vayne will come back if you let her. All right.